Hello, good evening and welcome to Planet Ice Altrincham. You're tuned in to this Print It Stitch It sponsored Storm TV webcast for the Elite League matchup between the Goodwin Group Manchester Storm and the Cardiff Devils. We would say that this webcast is also sponsored by Lemsips and Eurofin tonight. A bit of lurgy up in the comms booth. I've got some able assistance with Chris Bailey next to me here. Chris, are you alright?
Thank you for having us. I'll try and keep the coughing to a minimum. Yeah,
we're going to take it in turns to be ill tonight, I think. So, apologies for any coughings and splutterings. So, Chris, it's Manchester Storm's third game in the week so far. Part of a home doubleheader. We've got the Nottingham Panthers tomorrow, and coming up against arguably the best team in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think that Cardiff are a team to beat this year. Anyone that finishes above Cardiff, in my opinion, are probably going to win the league. Really impressed from what I've seen from them. Looking very positive.
Yeah, we were looking at the standings just a moment ago. Five games in hand on the Steelers, who are playing Guildford tonight. So they've got plenty of room for error to topple the Steelers. But concentrating on the Manchester Storm, they've just had a difficult game against a difficult couple of games against the Guildford Flames. Bit of a bogey side for the Storm since their arrival into the league, and feeling a little bit robbed after that first home game with a goal being washed out with 2 minutes left, only to lose in overtime. Your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't get to see the second game. We're back in the office yesterday. A trip to Guildford was not on the agenda, but the New Year's Day game, I thought we were the better team. I thought that Manchester Storm did enough. Like you said, there's a couple of decisions. I don't know how far I can
we don't
comment on officials.
Like a couple of homers here just making excuses, but they felt very hard done by. Got a point though from a difficult game, and then the next day obviously travelled out to Guildford Flames. Like you say, me and you and Neve weren't there either, but you know, to take a victory away from the Spectrum is no mean feat for the Storm, and they did well to come away with a 2-1 victory.
No, look, if you offered anybody in 3 points out of them 2 games before New Year's Day, everybody would have backed your hand off. Follow that up with a really good performance against Sheffield a couple of days before. You know, there have been some grumblings about the team thus far this season, and you know, there are games where we've been off. You know, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of games as well where I do think that we've been very unlucky, and I do think that the team itself, you know, things just need to click, and the nights where it does, you can really see the difference.
Well, looking at the Manchester Storm team, it's a little bit light on numbers tonight, as it has been for the last month or so. We've missing number 13 John Negrin. He's out with that upper body injury and probably will be for the next few weeks at least. Also missing Adam Hughesman, who's a decent offensive threat, and Finley Ulrich's out with the GB under-20 squad as well, so a little bit light on the bench for the Storm.
Yeah, I mean, that's nothing unusual, I don't think, for Manchester, but you know, the guys that are out there, you know, even Finn's a great player, and he's done really well coming into the team this year. You know, fair play, he's been called up by GB, and you know, it's going to be a great experience for him. But certainly Adam Hughesman, missing him is a major blow for Manchester Storm. As with Johnny as well. Johnny's a big miss out there. You know, he's a power play D-man. Storm really miss him when he's out.
Speaking of big misses, Joey Martin not icing tonight for the Cardiff Devils. They've got some depth though, haven't they? You know, I know he's an influential player. We've seen some comments on social media. They describe him as the GOAT.
Yeah, he's not a bad player, is he? But you know, I'm not sure who's coming for him tonight. I'm looking down the line.
Blair Riley's back in the line.
Well, you know, all right. Joey Martin goes missing, and you call up Blair Riley straight out the Spengler Cup. So it's not too bad for Cardiff, is it?
No, not at all. An embarrassment of riches, some would say. But I'm sure there's some Devils fans there. Remember the good old days in the big blue tent before they had had what they've got now. Now the Cardiff Devils just making their way to the ice tonight. There are a few more games around in the Elite League. As we've mentioned previously, the Sheffield Steelers are taking on the Guildford Flames. Let's have a look. Yeah, if I can get them up. Phone's just decided to reset itself.
I was just going to say, while that's loading up, one thing that I did want to point out really was, you know, I can see the Manchester Storm waiting to make their way out onto the ice here, and one thing that probably doesn't get talked about often enough, in my opinion, is the camaraderie and the team spirit between the players for the Storm. They are a really close-knit bunch, and you can see them down there. There's lots of high fives, lots of fist bumps. You know, they're in it together. They are a team.
Well, absolutely. It is worth pointing out as well, because, you know, with the team at the moment, it's on level on points in games with the 5 Flyers, and you can see that a few of the Flyers fans are not necessarily happy with their squad and are pretty much tearing each other apart. You could perhaps say that would be the same for the Storm fans if they didn't recognise that they are putting in maximum effort. Well, certainly most of the time, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like I said just then, it's it's certainly since certainly my involvement with the team, as a unit, this is the most close knit out of the past few seasons, definitely. On and off the ice, they're a bunch that really do believe in each other. They really do work hard. They all fight for each other. It just needs a run of results, and I think people will be singing from a different hymn sheet.
Well, if they get a result tonight, it'd be certainly very impressive. Other games we'll be keeping an eye on tonight. Belfast versus Coventry. Obviously, Coventry with that 5-0 win against the Cardiff Devils on New Year's Day. Nottingham are playing Dundee. And Dundee, a little bit of resurgence since they brought some new players in.
The one you talk about there was obviously the Cardiff last game. They're a bit of a funny one, Coventry, aren't they? They score a lot of goals, but they concede a lot. I think they've conceded the most goals in the league.
I've got the stats somewhere in amongst this ruffles of paper.
But if for those at home, if they're thinking we're going to miss out and beat these 6-0, I don't think that's going to happen.
Right, we'll take a break for the national anthem. Be back in a sec. Well, welcome back. Just about to start off. You can tweet us in here at Storm TV, or if you want to get a few shout outs. We're going to do a special shout out to David Measy on Twitter there. He's well happy for buying the webcast, so thanks David. Happy New Year, lad. Say starting lineups for the Manchester Storm: Matt Ginn in net, Raymond Gruel in defence. Got Mario Puskaric up front. I know I've wrote them down, but they're last week's. I can do Cardiff, Ben Vans in net, Gleeson Fournier in defence alongside March Richardson, Stephen Dixon up front with Joey Haddad and Charles Longley. Worth pointing out that Sean McMonagle may get his name mispronounced throughout this game.
I'll probably not attempt it.
We got a few Harry Potter fans in last time we called this game. It's not Miss McGonagall.
One thing as well that's interesting pointing out, tonight's officials, Matt Thompson, but also Mads Fransen is over from Denmark, and I believe the linesmen are Lee Young and Ilya Kissel. I'm going to make a guess that Ilya's over from Denmark as well.
Oh, Wivenshaw. So we're just seconds away from puck drop. Manchester Storm versus the Cardiff Devils. It's joint 8th versus 2nd.
It's Orlin and Dixon, I think, at face-off.
Now we're underway. First face-off won by the Devils. Manchester Storm in those heritage jerseys. Numbers on the back, not the easiest to see, so apologies. Devils on the attack though, Dixon straight away. Being marshalled round the net, gets the puck back to the blue, shot through traffic, Ginn collects it, but loses it. Dallas Earhart collects. Storm going onside, back to Dallas Earhart, can't get the puck across the crease though. Stretch pass by the Devils. Comes off. Short play up against the boards. Picked up by the Storm. Gagnon can't clear though, and Dixon plays it back to the blue. Big shot straight into Ginn and covered. Obviously, not even a minute gone, but you can see a bit of a bright start by both sides.
Yeah, I think one thing Storm really need to do tonight is limit the amount of zone time that they get. That was a big killer in the game down at Cardiff last month, I think it was now. They really wore Storm down by getting in the zone, setting up. The rotation is good, and Storm really need to get on top of that and hopefully limit the time that they get in there.
Right, Pope on the puck up against the boards, tries that pass back to the blue line. It's intercepted by the Storm though. Good pressure by the Storm on the forecheck there. Ulmer trying to play that one round the boards. It's pinched by the D though. Stretch pass intercepted by the Storm, but it's tipped up and out of play. See a lot of teams come into this building, Chris, your away sides, and they try and play to the rink, they try and play compact. They'll maybe alternate to dump and chase and get bodies in front of net. So far, it doesn't look like the Devils are going to adjust the game too much.
No, but we've already alluded to the fact that they're a pretty good team. They certainly won't be looking at this tonight and going, we need to adapt our play. And they're going to come in here and play as they normally play. I would be very surprised if it was any otherwise.
Samuelson lays it off to Thompson. Shot in, bounds, big rebound. But it's a Devils player straight to it. Storm added on the pressure to the Devils defence. And they clear the zone. So all the way down. Simmons. A nice pass to the forwards. Fan shot though. Can't get the shot through traffic. Devils looking for a way out. Can't find it. Storm pick it up but give it away in neutral zone. Devils managed to cut into the middle. Puck's just in mid-air. Can't bat it out. McNamee now behind the net. Maria Mackey to McNamee. Nice shot in front. Ginn saves. Double save by Ginn. Double save by Matt Ginn there. Devil waiting on that far post but managed to stifle the play. I mean, it goes without saying that Matt Ginn is probably Manchester Storm's most valuable player.
Yeah, I think there was a Facebook forum poll this week, wasn't there? He got a few votes from Manchester Storm. We were talking about him before the game as well, and I think that he's not necessarily underrated. I know Finner is always talking about him being the best goalie in the league, but I really do think if he was playing for Cardiff, Sheffield, Nottingham, he'd definitely have a few more supporters of that claim, should we say.
Yeah, a lot of League fans tend to vote for their own players, regardless. Nice in the call. We'll have a face-off down in the Cardiff end. 17:04 on the clock. Won by the Storm, shot through traffic. Puck's lost. Up and into the netting. I think he just come off a skate.
Just an example there of something that the Cardiff Devils fans will be all too familiar with. Lane Ulmer winning big face-offs deep in the opposition zone.
A player that's held in high regard for all Cardiff Devils fans, and rightly so. Here come the Devils. Into the Storm zone. Shots high and over the bar. Puck just stood up as that was played in. Devils regroup in their own zone. Straight into Storm zone, bit of space, shot on Matt Ginn, straight down the middle low, and Matt Ginn's equal to it. Storm just giving the Devils a bit of room on the outside.
Yeah, Gleeson Fournier found way too much room there, I think. Storm won't be happy with that. They'll need to tighten up a bit in the defensive zone.
Fournier is certainly a player that seems to have good games against Manchester Storm. And that one just seemed to come off the outside of the post or the apron. Can't really tell from our position here, but another close call by the Devils. Once again, the Devils getting into the Manchester Storm zone. Good physical play there by the Storm to clear their zone on the counter attack. They've got numbers forward. Just that pass, just far too much in front. And it's opportunities like that that Manchester Storm really have to make stick. You know, they're up against, you'd say, the champions elect, wouldn't you? Got to take those chances.
Yeah, you said the champions like that. It'd be tough to bet against them. I think as well, that play for Storm, the pass at the end was a bit off, but it comes from Scott Simmons, and he's someone that really is underrated for Manchester Storm. He's grown into the
shot from the blue. Sorry, Chris, just anticipating something good happening there. Puck's played out, but intercepted by the Devils. They try a swift counter attack, but it's intercepted in neutral ice. Hart, long pass forward into the skates. Again thrown in from the blue. Gloved by Bounds though. No traffic in front. You'd expect him to save those all day long. I've got a face off once again in the Cardiff Devils zone. I'll try and get the game clock on the TV near us. There we go. Waving my arms frantically behind us there. Cheers, producer Dan. Devils dig out the puck. Bit of a wayward pass, but plenty of time to collect it. They play it forward. Comes off Dallas Earhart. Hang on, tries to play that out the zone. It's intercepted though. Earhart collects under pressure. Looks for an outlet pass. Finds it to Gagnon. Storm going onside. Chance now for the Storm on the backhand. A bit of traffic in front of Bounds there. Fawcett plays it out in front. Out in front again, and they just seem to go wider Bounds. Storm having a nice bit of offensive time. Good few efforts there by the Storm. It's more like how they were playing against the Flames just a few days ago. And they got a bit of traffic in front of Bounds. It's just that effort there, just a little bit wide of him. It was Tyson Fawcett with that effort. Devils skate away with the puck into the Manchester Storm zone. Little drop pass didn't come off. Chance for Storm to go down the other end. They do. We're offside though. Linesman's waved it off. I think it was Simmons was took over the blue line. But a nice bit of physical play by the Devils.
I think it's Gleeson Fournier again. Probably not what he had in mind playing onside when he made the hit, but
dumped in by the Devils, but it's high and up into the netting. Another stoppage. 13:46 to go in the first period. Goalless here. Also goalless everywhere else at the moment. We'll keep you up to date as much as we can with the scores around the league. Big dump in round the boards by Earhart. Puck makes its way out though. He's first to it, plays it back in. Storm are onside once again. Puck's just caught up in the knee. Bounds anticipates the pass across. The puck doesn't go and he goes completely the other way, but no real danger in front of him. Before you know it, the puck's down the other end, and it's the Devils on the attack. Good physical play there by Cam Critchlow, keeping the Devils player out to the outside. Bit of a height difference between Critchlow and Morrison. He did really well. Devils first to the puck once again. Oh, Earhart robs him. Lays it off for Orlin. Orlin tries to hold up the play, but does it up too much. He was looking for some support. He didn't get any, but still the Storm with the pressure. Big shot from the blue. Big blocker on it by Bounds. It's only into the corner though. Storm pinch. And Devils clear. Make a few changes off the play also. Just Storm a little bit more time on the puck. Chance out in front for the Storm. It's shot in a Bounds. He collects it. No rebounds. We're a little bit of a under 8 minutes gone, Chris. Your thoughts on this period so far?
I think it's fairly even so far. But both teams have had the chances. It's definitely a much improved performance from the Manchester Storm to the previous game down in Cardiff. Certainly showing that they're a lot more comfortable sometimes in this building than they are maybe in some others.
Storm managing to keep hold of the puck. There's some good pressure by the Devils. That's a stick handle all the way through, but pockets robbed. Now a chance. Devils going the other way. Tries to cut in. Ginn sees it. Gives it a little poke check. Sullivan just lost his foot in there as the puck was played round to him, so Storm keeping themselves under a little bit of pressure. Gagnon now tries to play it around the boards. It takes a bit of a deflection, so it goes up in the air. Now a chance for Gagnon to skate forward. Uses to check his stride and plays it back to Sullivan. Sullivan plays that one around the boards for the forwards to chase. They just lose it though. And off the play, Storm making a few changes as well. Get some fresh legs out there. That'll be really important with the depleted bench to keep the fresh legs out there. Chip round. Henrik Samuelsson now. Doesn't clear. Oh, he does, sorry. That puck just standing on end. Shot in on Bounds. Another rebound by Bounds. He's had a few come off him tonight. Devils enter the Storm zone. Ornier goes in to chase it round. Palmer clears though. A couple of Storm players bunching up into each other. Choose to dump it and make a change. Devils win that puck back well in their own zone. Choose to loft it forward though. No icing. Storm just play it off the back of the net and gift the puck away. Put themselves under some immense pressure now. Side out in front of Matt Ginn. Stuck in the skates. A little bit of a calamity there, Chris.
Yeah, it was a bit of a no-look pass really. Nearly cost us big time, but luckily Matt Ginn has dug us out. That's not the first time we've said that this season, is it?
Yeah, there's a few lapses in concentration. Storm ride that wave though. They've got a few more fresh legs out there.
You mentioned before we came on there as well that the shirts, these numbers really aren't helping us out the up here.
You can tell when they're stuttering and stopping. Sometimes you can tell from the stride or the stature of the players which ones they are, especially when you're the home commentator. But there's still a few out there. I can't make out who's who.
Yeah, well, I thought Hank was number 70 a minute ago, and then I realised we don't have a number 70.
Devils dump it in. They go for a chase. Sullivan just getting to the puck first. Don't try and play it across. Stayed on the blue paint. Batch in. Nice pass across the crease, but not on the same wavelength as Duggan. Storm going down the other end. That one goes across the crease and no one's on the end. And a few of those chances either way this evening. We're over the halfway period of this first period. Devils with a big shot in. Ginn keeping hold of that. Yeah, to be fair, you'd expect Matt Ginn to play them all night though, won't you?
face off in the Storm zone, won by Scott Simmons.
Here's another thing Simmons seems to do. A few face-offs, trusted by the coach. We were alluding to it before. Ulmer, also a big face-off taker. Played right across. Dangerous passing Earhart there, he loses it. Devils are down the other end. In numbers, shot in on Ginn. He saves. Storm are first to it. Earhart just losing his foot in there. Simmons has got an arm round his neck off Haddad. None of the officials interested in it. Bit of physicality on the boards there. Earhart tries to skate out in front, and Fernier there like a shot. Like a terrier jumping on that puck. But Storm ride that bit of danger. Managed to clear the ice and make a few changes, as do the Devils. Devils dump in. That Ginn collects. Has a look out. There's that one to Critchlow. Skates in. Takes the shot in on bounds. Who gloves it, and we have a stoppage.
Yeah, again, no, it's another one of them shots coming into the zone. He's got a clean view of it, and you would expect Ben Bounds to snap them out of the air every single time. I think Storm needs to start getting some bodies in between the shot and the goal. Try and get some of them little deflections and little nicks. And hope for a little tap in.
That's the Devil just losing the puck in their own zone, but then he gain it there on that blue line. Go forward with numbers, Pope just tries to stick Allen around. Storm with another shot, but it's down the middle by Orlin. Orlin's got some big goals in him, hasn't he? I think he's leading the way with game-winning goals, but couldn't get past Bounds there.
Again, it was a nice move coming into the Manchester Storm zone by Pope. It's one of them where it comes off and it looks brilliant, but you get caught out and then it can lead to chances like that.
I've seen Storm try and make a few plays around the Devils' blue line where if it doesn't come off, you could be giving a big turnover. So Manchester Storm going to have to keep on the toes for the remainder of this game. 7:20 to go in the first period though. Sullivan tries to play that through traffic. It takes a deflection. Falls kindly for the Storm on the backhand. It's wide of the net though. Oohs and ahs by the home crowd. Chance in on Ginn. A nice quick shot by the Devils.
It's going to be a penalty.
Now we got our first penalty of the evening. We got a slashing call.
Is that Murray Mackey?
Yeah. The Devils number 15 makes his way to the bench. As I sit down next to Lightning Jack there, you can see him giving some sort of slow drumming treatment.
That's
there.
not like Lightning Jack.
2-minute power play for the Manchester Storm. Storm's power play currently at 18.03%. Compare that to the Devils' penalty kill of 81.82%. Thank you to the Elite League for those quite precise statistics. Tyson Fawcett just holding it up for the captain Earhart. Earhart for Wallin. He has space in front. He's to go out to the left. It's dumped in by the Storm. Collected by the Devils. Stuck in the feet of Fawcett there. Back to Earhart. Earhart skates to the middle. Marshalled round well there by the Devils. Fawcett. Back to Earhart. Back to Fawcett. Fawcett, nice cross-ice pass and the shot comes in. It's wide though by the Manchester Storm. Earhart on the blue. They're all in trying a little backhand across there, trying to be perhaps a bit too keen. Sees the Devils clear the zone. Both teams making changes to the special teams. Big pass forward by Henrik Samuelsson. Takes a deflection on its way through. Falls kindly for the Storm again.
You'll notice as well that the D-man out with this power play unit is Kyle Hope, who in the past couple of weeks have been moved up to forward. I do like this. It means that we're a lot more offensive on the power play.
Yeah, Kyle Hope's been covering the defensive shortages. Chance for the Storm. It's again, they're getting a bit of put luck. Loose puck out in front of bounds. Just looking in there, it looks like Simmons wasn't sure where it was as it landed at his feet. Another replay here. Shot comes in. Just caught up in the feet. Scott Simmons, it looks like Joey Haddad as well for the Devils. Not long left on the power play now. 9 seconds. Shot in. Straight down the middle. Another puck drop by Bounds. Another shot in by the Storm, but it's wide. Player comes out of the box. Devils kill the penalty. Storm with a good few looks there, Chris. Just Ben Bounds giving away the odd rebound. Maybe something that Coach Finner'll will have a word with the Manchester Storm boys to look out for those. Mind you, it's the Devils now on in the attack. Shot through traffic. Matkin sees it, saves again. Storm not clearing the trash out in front. Devils keep it on the pressure. It's again kept in by the Devils. Deflection in front. Falls kindly for the Storm defence. Gagnon plays that one forward, but it's straight into a Cardiff Devils player. Well, that puck played through. No icing though. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this first period. 0-0. Storm making the changes and taking the time to break out. Try that pass to the blue line. Good pass, works out well. Well, Storm lose it. Don't manage to set up any meaningful offensive time. In come the Devils with swathes of white and red shirts there. So many options. Chance out in front. Good poke check by Mario Kruskadic there. Storm down the other end, but lose it straight away. Player goes off for a change. Storm momentarily a man down. Devils fans wanted the trip and they got the trip.
So it's going to be Thompson going to the box for 2.
Yeah, Cody Thompson makes his way to the box for the Storm. Now it's the Devils' chance to flex their power play muscle. 3 minutes 18 from the end of the first period. One to watch on this is who's on the ice. Can't make him out at the moment, but certainly watch out for Fournier. I don't think he's on the lineup at this point in time. Maybe the next unit. Dixon in the face-off for the Devils. Slight delay. Probably looking at a hole in the ice. You can see they're not in the best condition in that area. Perhaps a bit of a leak coming through from the pipe. Bit of running maintenance. Certainly Altrincham is a rink with character, Chris.
It's one way to put it. You know, at the end of the day, you see a lot of comments, don't you? But without this rink, there is no hockey in Manchester. And you know, despite certain teams' wishes, I wouldn't like to see any team in the league not being able to participate because there wasn't a rink. You know, at the end of the day, Manchester's a relatively new franchise still to the Elite League. You know, as time goes on, hopefully they can grow the sport within the city and get into facilities that are bigger. And
yeah, there'll be some Devils fans watching this, I'm sure, that remember the original franchise back through the mid-late 90s and early 2000s. Still fans making their way back. Seen a couple of mentions on social media. I think the referee might be going to speak to the coaches to see if they want to add this time on to the next period. as the ice is bad, and that way you can have the maintenance and then maybe add the 3 minutes 18 on. I'm saying that just from the body language and the way that the ref's gone and spoke to both coaches.
It does look like that's the question that's been asked.
I've seen it happen before. If there's a big hole in that ice, it may be worth just ending the period prematurely and adding it on to.
I think there's been a couple in the last few years. I remember we played Dundee and someone took a puck to the face. That was a bit of a mess on the ice, wasn't it? And there's the infamous end of season game against Nottingham where we called it off. Let's have penalties.
Well, they're carrying on. Probably Andrew Lord's call. Longley, back to the blue. Shot in, through traffic. 2 Devils around Matt Ginn there. Great setup on the power play by the Devils. They played that puck in and they got 2 around there fishing for it. Storm did well to clear it. They're going to have to use all the strength to clear any pucks in front of Matt Ginn. Or on any Cardiff Devils players for that matter.
It's Scott Simmons again doing the rough stuff. The jobs that not everybody likes doing, but again, he's been very effective.
Longley on the left, goes in for a shot from a tight angle. He's got those 2 Devils players, 1 on each post. Shot in once again from the blue. You see Myers in there behind the net. He'll take his position up on one of the posts, I'm sure. Screams that it's offside. It is. The referees haven't blown up, which is a help for the Manchester Storm, really. You know, all those seconds ticking off this Devils power play. 53 seconds to go on this power play for the Devils as they break out of their own zone. Been up to the 2-minute mark left in the period. Little drop pass. And play in. Chance for the Storm to clear. Barmer tries it. It's caught at the boards though. By the Devils number 15. Kept in well. Some good advertising there on those Zamboni doors. Certainly the most rickety side of this rink. You see some of the passes come around those boards and you get some bounces off those that are just defy logic, really.
It's almost like Manchester sometimes having a 6th skater permanently by the Zamboni doors. I think you're at an advantage if you've played here more than 2 or 3 times.
Do not trust that corner if you're playing in this rink. Fanned on the clearance by the Storm. And it's the Devils keeping the puck in the Manchester Storm defensive zone on this power play. 10 seconds to go. Devils have set up around the Manchester Storm net and score. This time straight from the top of the circle. Just the 6 seconds left on the power play.
It's a good shot from Pope.
Yeah, right from the top of the circle. Whistles past Matt Ginn. Good finish on the power play by the Devils. Sees them take the lead right at the end of this first period. As we wishing the game away there. We mentioned Fournier before he was in that laid it off. Always been a thorn in the side of the Manchester Storm and many other Elite League team, no doubt. Storm choose to dump and chase, coming up to the final minute now of this first period. Samuelson with a body check. And Devils just throw it down the other end. It's picked up by Dallas Earhart under pressure. Had 3 Devils around him there, which means there's been plenty of space through the neutral zone, but not a Storm player to get hold of the puck, and it's the Devils that come the other way. Blair Riley using all his skill to keep hold of that puck. Devils will not be rushed. What we mentioned before, certainly a well-drilled team. Riley passes it through to the middle. Bentivoglio picks his own pass up down. A few Storm players saying it was a hand pass, but officials not entertaining that.
Certainly looked like a hand pass.
Devils probably going to kill this final 10 seconds in their own zone. No rush to come out there. They'll end the period 1 goal ahead of the Manchester Storm. been quite an entertaining game, Chris. You'd say maybe the Devils do shade it with the attempts on goal.
Yeah, I think, you know, the Devils, I think, like you say there, they have edged it. They're a very good team. We've spoken about that several times already since we came on air. I think Manchester have played well. You know, it's not a performance where we've been completely outshone, which, you know, you are always at risk to when you're playing against Cardiff. But it's a fact. You know, it's been a solid performance so far. It's unfortunate the goal on the power play right at the end of it, but it was really important following that goal from Pope that we didn't concede again, because I think that's something which you know, I'm not often critical of the team, but we are very susceptible to conceding goals either right after we've conceded one already or right after we've scored. So yeah, it was important that we got into the end of that period, keeping it 1-0.
Well, plenty of hockey to go. Certainly at least another 40 minutes. Cardiff Devils go into the break 1 goal to the good, and we'll take a quick break now, and we'll be back just in time for the second period. Hello, welcome back to Altrincham, Planet Ice Altrincham to be precise. So we keep up to some scores elsewhere. Belfast Giants currently leading the Coventry Blaze 3-0. Nottingham Panthers versus Dundee, 3-2 for the Panthers. Plenty of goals, 5 goals in that first period. Sheffield Steelers, Guildford Flames is currently 1-1. Five Flyers are currently leading the Glasgow Clan 1-0. They're all at the end of the first period.
See there, Lee Young, the linesman, just coming having a good look at that face-off circle.
Yeah, we've been watching it in the period break. He didn't seem to give it too much maintenance. Few hellos, you can get in contact with us. If you've got an anonymous Twitter though, please give us your name. It's better than reading out some strange concoction.
The anonymous ones are the best ones. Yeah,
you
have to do a bit of detective work.
Oh, we can sort them out. So, hello to Graham. He's tweeted in. He said he really appreciates our honesty on comms. If we're anything to fault, Chris, we are too honest. Yeah, we'll leave that one there. David Measy's thinks the camera's too low on the ice there. We've got 2 normally, David. Unfortunately, man flu wiping us out. We're a few low on numbers, and that bottom camera's the better of the 2 to carry the whole game. We normally have 1 up in the stands around it. I suppose it's a matter of taste. We've had comments that the one that's higher up gets too much to the back of the crowd's heads, but if you've been a fan long enough for the Devils, you'll remember the big blue tent. This is pretty much the same thing without the flapping blue sides. Sight line's not the best. But we make do.
Devils players seem to be having a look at the other face-off circle in their own zone now.
Yeah, the ice not in its best condition. Linesman just off your camera there to the left-hand side, near the Zamboni doors, doing a bit of a running repair. That's where that puck's gone. Let's see if Liam will pan over or not. A slight delay to the start of this second period.
Just before we got started, one thing that I did notice in the first period actually was the way Cardiff set up when Storm have the puck in the Storm zone. When Manchester are looking to break, Cardiff setting up with a trap. It's something that we saw from Manchester in the pre-season games, not looking to get on the forecheck necessarily, allowing the pressure onto us and then sort of like stifling the attack.
Yeah, soaking it up around the blue line.
Yeah, it's something that I've seen obviously tonight from Cardiff. I do like it. I think it's certainly, it's not something we see very often, and I think it does confuse teams when they first have a little look up and expect that forechecker and they're not there.
And now you might see from the angle that everyone's looking the other way in Planet Ice Altrincham now. That says we're just adjusting a pane of the plexiglass. Pretty much right behind where this camera is actually. Oh no, wrong camera, wrong end. You can just see all the way up the other end there. A few running repairs. No goal judges anymore, so to look after that. The Elite League deeming them surplus to requirements due to the goal line technology. Puck play forward by the Storm. They come in onside. Under great pressure by Haddad though. Wins the puck back for the Devils. Long late. He's got 2 around him and he's dispossessed. As is Gagnon. Knocked off the puck. Don't say that often.
Yeah, Gagnon took a hit from Dixon there. One thing that I do notice is Gagnon does get hit. You expect people to stay away from him a little bit, but I'd argue that he's probably one of our most checked players. I didn't think I'd be saying that at the start of the season.
Devils playing the puck round the back of the net. Gonna chip that one forward. Alice Earhart collects, steps over the red line and plays that one forward. Lightning Jack taking a different position now. You might hear that drum a little bit more. He's closer to us. Devils in onside. Put a sighter in on Ginn, who sees it out to the corner. Storm trying to keep the Devils on the outside. Shot in from the blue. Plenty of traffic in front of Matt Ginn there. Both Storm players and Cardiff Devils players. Storm can't clear though. Keeping the pressure on themselves. Devils putting that puck in the danger zone. Storm once again not clearing. Puck played in deep by the Devils. Storm collect, but there's 2 Cardiff Devils players around him. Once again they keep the possession right out in front. Great opportunity for the Devils to double the lead, but Matt Ginn equal to that. Storm look like they're tiring at the moment. Devils keeping this offensive zone pressure on them. Banked off the boards and forward by the Storm. Chance now for Hope into Fawcett. It's just over Fawcett's stick. Puck's going to come right down the other end with the Devils. Storm make a change on the fly and Matt Ginn keeps hold of it. Got a few fresh legs out there.
Yeah, I think Manchester were in need of a change there. There was no way Matt Ginn was going to let that one go.
So, well-drilled side, the Devils, with the changes and keeping the pressure on the Manchester Storm.
Maybe a little bit of appreciation from Ben Bounds. You mentioned Lightning Jack's taking up a new position. It's firmly behind Ben Bounds' goal. He's got the drum going. He's a little bit of a dance and a little smile and a nod from Ben Bounds. It's good to see.
Manchester Storm collect the puck behind the net, play it round the boards. Once again, having trouble clearing the zone. And in come the Devils. Shot in on Ginn. Wide of the net though. Devils first to the loose puck. Right out in front. Chance for Storm to clear. So again, it's the Devils first of these loose pucks, keeping the pressure on the Storm in their own zone. Certainly started the brighter of the two sides. Storm have had a few sniffs going forward, but no real sustained pressure on the Cardiff Devils. Earhart trying to thread that pass through, but it's again great pressure on the forecheck by the Devils in the neutral zone. Puck played all the way around the boards. Riley picks that one up, takes a hit, puck comes loose. Samuelson now, no one in the middle. He tries to play it back to where someone should be, but Storm making a change, a bit slow on the change, has to be said. Now Storm have numbers forward. Shot from the blue, Gagnon off the post, and then the rebound goes in! It was the second rebound. Manchester Storm digging away at Ben Bounds. We mentioned in the first period he'd given up a few juicy rebounds. That effort coming off the post.
It's Cam Critchlow.
Bounds tries to get down to cover it. It comes out, and as he readjusts, it goes through his legs. And Manchester Storm even things up, has to be said, against the flow of play, but capitalising on the opportunity.
Yeah, and it's one of these now. Again, we've got to build on this now. Manchester Storm. We mentioned it after their goal. I say their goal after the Cardiff goal. Sorry. Manchester, if they're guilty of something, it's that they concede after they've scored. So it's a case of keeping it tight now and building on that equaliser.
Storm have got themselves back in the game early in this second period, but the Devils straight down the other end as predicted. Backhanded in on Ginn, but it gets the side netting. Devils get it back to the Storm blue line. Plenty of traffic out in front, but puck doesn't make its way through, but it's still the Devils' possession. Puck's loose. Yeah. A little bit of afters.
Batch is coming in there. You'd expect the Devils players to come in on that one. It wasn't a great hit. A
little bit of handbags. Referee's arms up in the air. So we've got an infringement.
It's Cam Critchlow.
Yeah, I think it was more hopeful from the off-ice officials there, hoping that the Devils were taking a penalty. Wrong gates open, but Critchlow sits. Dallas Earhart and Joey Haddad there, and I find out the hows and whys of that, how that happened. But Cardiff Devils, obviously their goal coming on the power play, they get to have another go.
I've still not seen what the actual call is. I don't think anyone's given it.
I think I was looking down, but I think I looked up just enough to see holding the stick. Boarding the call, it wasn't holding the stick. Storm clear, and they have the foot race. They'll be first to the puck. Storm pick it up, tries to play it in, and some good defensive coverage. The puck doesn't come through.
Storm were actually looking for a penalty there before that breakaway. Matt Ginn had his arm up, as did a couple of the D-men. He went happy with something, and then it might have been a slash, but created a good opportunity coming on the breakaway. Cardiff back in the offensive zone now.
You see how they've set up. There's one either side of Matt Ginn. Haven't managed to get the puck into the danger areas just yet. Manchester Storm trying to keep them on the outside. Puck comes loose. It's the Devils first to it. All the way around, makes its way back to the blue line. It's for the shot in from the blue. It's passed in. Nice passing play by the Devils, but the Storm managed to clear the zone. Rounds of applause by the home fans, recognising the penalty kill unit's work there. 40 seconds to go. Both teams making a change to their special teams. Here's Fernier. Tries to skate it in. It's robbed by the Storm. 3 deflections, but eventually lofted towards Bounds. Precious seconds ticking away as Jared Orling goes to try and meet that. Maybe the Devils get the puck in the final few seconds of this power play. Puck right across and it's a wayward pass. Clear the zone. 5 seconds left for the Devils to set up in the Manchester Storm zone on the advantage. They don't. Storm back to full strength. Still not out of the woods though. It's the Devils with the puck. Sometimes a dangerous time. Don't work on these set pieces. The extra man coming out the box. People in all the wrong positions. Storm try and clear. Still the Devils have it up against the boards. Devils team not scared of the physical stuff either. They can play the gritty side of hockey also. Just momentarily losing the puck there. 2 Storm players around him. Finally chance to Storm to make a change, but doesn't want to ice it. He's caught on the puck. And eventually he gets it. And there was a hooking call.
I think Manchester got really lucky there with that one.
We watched the replay here. He's desperately trying to keep hold of the puck and not ice it, because obviously you can't make a change on the icing. He wins the puck and referees deem that as an infringement. So the Manchester Storm will be going on the power play now. Puck comes all the way down the other side of the ice.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Manchester got lucky with that one there. I thought, you know, we could have got caught in possession very easily.
Yeah, very messy draw. Sees Manchester Storm on the puck. Finally comes loose. Kicking around everyone's legs there. Back on the blue line. Fawcett plays it in through traffic, but 2 Cardiff Devils defenders in there, Morrison and Richardson. Cheek by jowl, just really compact first to the puck. And they clear. Manchester Storm having to regroup deep inside their own zone. Losing the puck in the process. And played out forward, that one's icing. A little bit of a messy start to the power play unit.
Yeah, we spoke at the beginning of the game about Cardiff when they get into the zone time that they have is really impressive. You can see that they're a top side. They get in, they don't give the puck away easily. It's something that I criticise of Manchester sometimes. We get in the zone and we're very quickly back out of it.
It's more like a run and gun style, whereas it's Cardiff are very calm, calculated. They're not scared of doubling back as long as they keep possession. Devils with a chance to clear, but the puck falls kindly to Simmons there. He thought he was brought down, and as I say, I'm inclined to agree with him there. You see some soft calls. Devils could have quite easily gone down another man there. As you watch the replay here, Chris, Simmons making his way through.
Don't know if you'll see it on the replay, but Scott Simmons certainly wasn't very happy with Mads Fransen, our guest referee from Denmark. He certainly felt that the call should have gone his way.
The referee was looking right at it. You've got to give the official benefit of the doubt there. Puts on the blue for the Storm. Earhart chooses to lay that one off for Allin. Allin moves it over nicely, but the shot doesn't come through. A good defensive block by, I think it was Louis. Big number 4 for Devils. Earhart plays it back to the blue line. Wayward pass from Fawcett to Allin. Puts Storm under a bit of pressure, high up. Fawcett into Earhart. Chance now from the blue, all the way to Allin. And did that come off the post, or was it off Bounds'?
I think it was off Bounds' stick.
We'll see if we get a view from behind the net there. That'll clear it up.
Came in at some pace, it cleared the netting.
As requested. It comes over to this side. You see it now. I think it's just a deflection out in front. It come up, just seemed to kick up at an awkward angle.
I think was it Puskaric on the tap, and you couldn't see that from where we are.
Big shot blocked once again by the big number 4 of Cardiff Devils. Sure, his coach Andrew Lord will be really happy with that style of play. No nonsense defending, getting the blocks in. Kind of unsung hero kind of player that.
Yeah, Matt.
Devils with the puck.
Matt Lewis definitely a Lordy sort of player. Lordy wasn't afraid of the rough stuff, was he?
The Devils have successfully killed the penalty. The Storm on the attack. And it'll be another hooking call. This time.
I think it's Joey Haddad.
Yeah, straight away that puck in the air. You saw as obvious as the hook right in front. Joey Haddad. They go and sit for two. Storm straight back on the power play. This will be a blessing, getting power plays back to back. You know, we've had a warm up.
It's certainly not something that you bank on against Cardiff, getting power play after power play. Manchester really need to maximise this now, because you know opportunities don't come round like buses when you're playing teams like this.
Well, Cardiff penalty kill is a good penalty kill, 81.82%. Kyle Hope for the Storm, looking to keep the possession so Storm can carve something out, but Cardiff Devils in there digging away also. You saw him there just lose his footing, and Bowser's gone down, an accidental hit in the face. The referee's not sure what to do.
I'm not sure what, I didn't see what happened with Bounds there, but he's down and he's...
I think as it happened, there was a Devils player lost his footing. It was a trip, you know, it was accidental contact, but it was a trip. They'd called the penalty, and as the Storm player was kind of remonstrating or saying to the referee, you know, there's nothing in it, I think this stick caught Bounds as he was skating off. It looked purely accidental, and
Bounds doesn't look too good here at the moment. There's no trainer coming on either at the moment.
You've got to be careful of these. It's like one of the most freakish kind of incidents that can cause some bad injuries.
He's getting to his feet again now. He's talking to the referees. Helmet's off.
I think it was like a high stick as the player turned around to kind of object to the call of the referee. We heard a clatter, certainly heard the noise, which could have been the stick on Bounds' helmet. He's holding around his neck and his jaw area.
He looks like he's alright, which is good news.
We get to see it here. It was his own player actually.
Yeah.
Just kind of clothesline as he goes in front. Everyone was looking around at the referee for the delayed call.
It's Craig Collier that's come on. He's the Manchester trainer. Just checking on Ben Bounds, seeing how he is. He's got to be said from up here. He like you commented, Dan, he's holding his jaw a little bit. He does look alright.
It's one of those where he couldn't brace for it and he skimmed in front. He's probably just knocked his jaw, and we've all had those at some point, haven't we, where his jaw probably feels like it's over near his shoulder somewhere, but he's a big rough lad from Yorkshire. He'll be fine, won't he?
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be alright, which is good to see.
Well, whilst he's getting a little bit of a treatment, we'll have a look at the scores, Chris. It's up to date. Currently, Belfast Giants 4, Coventry Blaze 0. Also, the Nottingham Panthers 3, Dundee Stars 2. No change in that. All the goals in the first period. Sheffield Steelers have taken the lead now against the Guildford Flames, 2-1. And it's still the 1 goal difference in Fife as the Flyers are leading the Clan 1-0.
Yeah, Manchester could really do with Glasgow doing them a favour tonight and beating Fife. The old friends up in Glasgow.
Yeah, so looking at the table, Fife and Storm are on the same points, same games played. It's going to be a really tight league. We haven't spoke about this really, have we, Chris? We've mentioned like how we appreciate the Cardiff Devils are one of the best teams in the league, and Storm being on a significantly smaller budget at the other end of the table. But you have to say, as a whole, the league is just extra competitive. You know, all teams are beating each other throughout.
The standard of the league has got significantly better every season since we've been in the league. The teams are getting better and better. You know, I know again we're talking about Cardiff, but for Blair Riley to get a call up to Canada Spengler Cup team is a huge achievement, not only for him personally, which you know that's It's probably the sort of stuff that he grew up as a boy dreaming of, but for the league as well to get that sort of recognition, it's not just a Cardiff thing, it's an elite league achievement as well, and if we can attract players who are capable of playing at that level to this league, it's only a good thing for ice hockey in the UK.
Well, Bounds has stayed between the pipes, had a little bit of a treatment around, like I say, his cheeky's jaw, neck area, bit of a freakish incident, and Bound. The face-off in the Manchester Storm zone. Ignore the graphic, we're at even strength, 4-on-4. It was Samuelson that got called for tripping just before that collision that caused a bit of a delay. As Bounds got treatment. Richardson on the puck for the Devils. This is the puck into the neutral zone. Fournier to set it up at 4-on-4. Plenty of space out there for the Devils to move it. They get a cheeky little shot in on Ginn. Ginn deals with it. Earhart for the Storm. Checked in by Pope. Kept to the outside by Richardson. Still Earhart with a cheeky little backhand drag through his own legs. Why not? If no one's going to come to you, keep going.
He does love a little trick move, Dallas. You'll remember his goal against Sheffield on New Year's Day last year. It was a joy to behold, to be fair.
Spectacular. As Pope enters the zone for the Devils. Good poke check by the Storm. Pope sacks one of the Storm players. Slow to get up. I think it's Cody. Is it Cody Thompson or Zach Sullivan? Once again, these numbers. He says, getting caught out. Looking down and trying to get numbers off shirts, and notice the Ulmer's there on the spot, putting in a big shot on Bound. You watch the replay here, Chris?
Yeah, it was straight down Bounds' throat.
Oh, you'd have put big money on Ulmer there.
Ben Bounds are showing no signs of that hit to the head. That's not affected him one bit, has it?
I say Craig Collier's magic hands there. May have heard by the rink announcer, Devils back to full strength on the shortened power play now. Chance in front for the Devils, but just can't gain possession in that vital area. Storm will try and keep them to the outside as they have throughout their penalty kill this evening. Oh, just a bit of miscontrol there. Wide open in space. It was certainly the correct pass, but puck just popped up over the stick blade, and that's the power play over. Storm have killed the shortened penalty on him. Henrik Samuelson out the box.
There's a break on.
Yeah, there was a break on, you're right. Didn't see Ulmer skating in though, instead chose to dump it and get some fresh legs on. Devils all bunched up in the middle there, but coming onside. Did well to come in onside there, all three of them choked up in between the face-off dots. Bounds plays that one round the glass and out of the Cardiff zone. Storm with a D2D pass in their own zone. Dump round the boards for them to chase. Another odd bounce off the Zamboni Zors gives Manchester Storm the possession. And back to the blue. Little shimmy by Earhart, played in, and Brown sees it late, but it's wide. Jared Allin, back to the blue. Just out of the zone though. Declan Barmer being marshalled all the way back behind his own net.
It's good work from Maria Mackie.
Yeah, great forecheck, putting the pressure on this. Whatever happens now is all down to Maria Mackie, like you say. It's the Cardiff Devils have gained possession in the Manchester Storm zone from virtually nothing and get a good shot on the goal as well.
So again there, Blair Riley's created that shot out of absolutely nothing as well. He's great play.
Chance in front for the Manchester Storm. And he goes careering over the top of Ben Bounds. Certainly nothing malicious in that. Tries to skate in from that near post to Bounds. The puck comes loose and we've got a pile of players. We'll watch the replay on this one. Tries to cut in and do the jam play, and then it's the two Devils defenders that
think it was actually Morrison that pushed him onto bounds.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it was a bit of physical play by the defenseman. A bit of a pile on bound.
Again, the Zamboni doors coming to Storm's aid a minute ago, and indeed, you know, we talk about the ice down at the other end, little bobble. You know, all these factors come into play. The Storm players know what they're doing with it.
Played into bounds. He chooses to block that one away. Comes straight back in, and a nice save glove. No rebound in front of him. Saw that one all the way through. Storm getting a few sighters in on bounds. Maybe thinking his feathers have been ruffled somewhat. Certainly been in the walls the last few minutes. 6:32 to go in the second period. We're all square at one. Gagnon plays it across to Hope. Hope fans on the puck. Hope puts it into Fawcett. Fawcett checks back, tries to play the puck in towards Hope, but it goes behind the net. Chance for the Devils to clear. They don't. It's on the blue with Fawcett. Fawcett fakes the shot and skates onto his own pass through. Storm trying their best to pinch up and keep that one in. They don't. Devils are forward. A couple of players up high on that forecheck. That pressure, all Storm can do is clear.
It's an interesting one because Ryan Finity sent out Tyson Fawcett and Kyle Hope. We've not seen an awful lot of them tonight. Both two very, very quick players.
Devils enter the Storm zone. Once again, trying to be marshalled out round the outside. And once again, the Devils not shy of a bit of physical play. Nice backhand clearance. Bobbling puck. It's offside though. Both players offside. A little bit of confusion. Offside face-off. 5:22 to go in the second period. Hello to Daryl Kinsey. He's just flown back from Vegas today and he's crashing out on the couch watching a webcast. He's got the Alexa on mute just in case. Yeah, we'll have fun with your smart speakers later. Thanks for tuning in, Daryl. Hope you enjoyed Vegas. Shot in by the Devils, but straight into the skates of the Storm defence. Storm pick up the puck. Crispy said passes, but they clear the zone. Devils regroup, come all the way back into their own zone. Pass forward through the neutral zone, tries the backhand through. Batch gift the puck away for the Storm. Orlin just trying to get the drag back there for the shot, and the puck just holding up. I've mentioned the ice being not particularly the best yet tonight, but both teams having to deal with that. Again, Storm under pressure in their own zone.
It's not very often you talk about Jared Orlin mishandling the puck.
Nah, the guy's class. Bobbling puck played forward. Haddad picks that one out of thin air and lays it down for a pass out. Devils are offside. Skates it in anyway. 4:15 to go in the second period. All square here. If you want any shout outs, hellos or anything, just get in contact with us on Twitter at @MCR_StormTV.
That's if they've not muted us yet.
Yeah, unless you've muted them. Storm win the foot race for the puck. Knock it loose. High energy on this line. Simmons managed to get it back to the blue line, but Gagnon under pressure. Devils players all around the Manchester Storm, and they get the loose puck. Nice cheeky pass in the middle, and Mark Ginn's equal to it. Great pass into the middle then by the Devils. Just not enough power on the finish to beat Matt Ginn. Storm making a change now off the play. Plenty of space up front if Fournier can find the pass. Tries it, so straight into Kyle Hope though. Hope's got a couple of players were in front of the Cardiff Devils net. That one's squeezed past bounds. Big pass back by Fawcett. Too hard for the Storm defence to keep in on that blue line. Storm coming in once again. Hope almost railroaded into bounds there. He did really well to avoid contact with the Cardiff keeper. Poke forward now for the Devils. Bit of end-to-end play here in the Storm shelter. Pope tries to jam play. Referees blown up the play.
I can tell you from around the league, Dundee have come back from 3-0 to just tie up 3-3 in Nottingham. Glasgow Clan were listening to us, Simon. They've tied up in Fife. Sheffield scored another goal now, so it's 3-1 to Sheffield Steelers over Guildford Flames. And the Belfast Giants have added another to their score, so that's 4-1 at home to Coventry.
No real shocks in the scorelines at the moment. Storm enter the zone. They'll chase down that dumping. Richardson under pressure. The Devils does well. Plays that one up to Pope, who just holds on and finds that nice outlet pass. Now, Devils have a bit of space up front. Can't get the shot away. Storm try an outlet pass, but once again misses its target, and Devils will regroup. Fournier putting it all the way back into his own zone. Miscontrol in the neutral zone by the Devils. They win it back on the blue line. Intervolio goes through the middle. Cardiff Devils forward in numbers now. There was a delayed call here. Cardiff Devils players lost his stick. And it's when the Devils pop up, and it is a slashing call on the Cardiff Devils.
That's on Bentivoglio as well.
You can see him going in, crashing the net on that attempt, and he obviously went in and tried to get a tip in on the shot coming through, but slashed the stick out of the way. The Manchester Storm player, a bit distracted. You see on your screens there, Lightning Jack just under the Devils logo there, going hell for leather on that drum. He obviously didn't get what he wanted for Christmas. A lot of angst in Lightning Jack tonight, yeah. I'd say that drum skin was getting a right pounding. Earhart on the blue, fakes the shot. Across the blue to Fawcett. Fawcett plays that one deep. Puskrich into bounds. Puts whacked out up into the netting. Here we got a stoppage, 1:50 to go. Storm remain on the power play if all things stay like this for the majority of the end of this period.
It's been a good second period for Manchester.
Quite even game so far, as the score would suggest. Nice play up the boards there by Haddad. Goes in short-handed, tries to begin low on the toe. Once again, that great forecheck. Something we saw of the Manchester Storm last 2 seasons. Not so much this season, they play a different kind of style. Storm had that high pressing forecheck when Kieran Long was in the squad. Great to see, big fan of that myself. Devils doing a great job of it. Manchester Storm do get in the Devils zone. Shot in by Olin, big tip in front. Earhart put that shot in. I think it came off Ulmer. It was a tip right in front.
Yeah, Bounds wasn't very happy. He was complaining to the referee. I think he felt someone was in the paint. But we carry on.
Puck played all the way forward. Icing's waved off. Simmons under some big pressure. Two Devils players around him. The Devils in there like ravenous dogs on these loose pucks. And they're the ones on the penalty kill. They're certainly not a passive lot on this kill.
It doesn't look it at the minute.
Skill up front by the Devils to keep hold of the puck. 30 seconds to go in the period. Down to 25 seconds to go in this power play. Here's the Manchester Storm on the power play. They've not managed to create anything really. Shot through, in again. Probably just enough time for Manchester Storm to get into the Devil zone and set up if they can manage that. They choose to dump it in chase. Simmons skates in. Simmons loses his footing on his way through though. And Devils cleared. That'll be the end of the penalty. And that's the end of the second period. Your thoughts on that 20 minutes, Chris?
I thought Manchester were much improved. It's a good period for them. They've come back into the game. They've tied it up. And they've looked solid. Again, Cardiff have looked really good. We keep praising Cardiff, but it's hard not to. But yeah, I think all in all, very even. Storm's done well to come back into it.
Hello, welcome back to Planet Ice Altrincham. Just in time for the start of the third period. We'll have a bit of a chit chat, but we must mention, been pulled up here for my Fournier-isms. Carl Sandon was the first one to send us a nice private tweet, not to show me up, explaining it's Fournier, not Fournier. Now, if I was from Hull, it'd be it's 10 past 4, so I'm not from Hull, I'm from Manchester, so there's no excuse there. But also, Chris, wait for this. Fee Adolfson, the big social media mogul at the Cardiff Devils, also tweeted in, saying we are misspelling Fournier's name. Well, Fee, I'm sure it's not as embarrassing as spelling Shane Morrison's name wrong on the Cardiff Devils. Presley. Banter, Chris, banter with the social media crew at the Cardiff Devils.
Yeah, we're Northern. So I'm going to put it down to that. It's not necessarily always the Queens up here. Easy mistake to make.
We'll go with Fournier from now on.
Fournier.
It's 4 anyway. Should give it away on the back of his shirt. Four.
Got to say, Andrew Lowe's making his way back to the bench, looking very, very suave in his suit, actually.
He looks like he's straight out of Book of Mormon.
He's setting the bar high in terms of best dressed coach. Finn has got some work to do on that front.
Yeah, we were just saying Ryan looking more like a religious studies teacher.
Yeah, it's the sweater under the jacket.
It is, yeah. It's the defo dad look. He's
substitute teacher look. Manchester making their way back onto the ice now.
Devils being made to wait. Still bounds between the pipes. Seemed to get over that little niggly injury he got with that accidental collision. So again, thanks for tweeting in, keeping us company over on Twitter. It's always nice to get a bit of interaction, even if it is some brutal bants.
I'm just happy nobody's given us too much grief so far.
Oh, it'll happen.
The Manchester Storm coaching team now making their way back. It's Ryan Finity, Mike Morin, Russ Herring.
And Scoots, don't forget Scoots.
Can't forget Scoots. Scoots following up there.
Scoots is from Hull. He's come over from the Hull Pirates.
Now he would be calling him.
He will call him Fournier. Oh, my Twitter's just lit up here. What we got here now? We got a fair play off Fee Adolfson there, taking the banter in good stride. You can keep tweeting us throughout the third period if you wish, but we're both blokes here and we're terrible at multitasking.
Well, to be fair, the tweets coming in from everybody at home cover up for our lack of hockey knowledge. So, yeah, if you can keep coming in, that'd be great. If you can try hard not to.
We're doing 3 things here. We're stood up, we're talking, and we're watching the game. It's right at the limit here.
I'm about to go and get my own milk.
In your brew. Right, we're just about to get underway, in the third period. Manchester Storm 1, Cardiff Devils 1.
It's Cam Critchlow and Dixon for the Cardiff Devils. It's won by Dixon.
Devils with the first face-off win of this third period. Take through the neutral zone. Big sighter in on Ginn. Big rebound out in front. Critchlow with a clearance, but only as far as the blue line. Shot comes in, it's wide of Ginn's net, and puck's out and all the way back into the Devils zone.
It was a lovely entry into the Storm zone from the Cardiff Devils there. Well worked.
Nice tap down by the Storm. Deflection up and into netting, so we got an early stoppage.
Bit of a word on Cam Critchlow there. He's put the shot in on goal that was deflected into the net. He's a player that I think has really shown what he's capable of in the last couple of weeks. He's come up with some big goals. He's a very physical player. He's not the tallest guy.
Two-way player, isn't he?
But yeah, definitely wears his heart on his sleeve.
And as that puck makes its way out, he's keeping on cam crit. So as with the other guys, big personalities. Say everyone happy to talk to fans and interact. Got plenty of time for the Storm fans.
As I said earlier on, it's a great team unit. They're a really close-knit bunch, and Cam's a big part of that. He's a very influential player. You see, he wears an egg in away games. Well thought of by everybody at the club.
In under pressure there, nasty little bounce. Deal with it, only as much as far as Blair Riley there. So managed to bungle that puck over the line into the Devils zone. No support though, checks back. Chooses to cycle it around that blue line. Shot comes in, it's wide of the net though. Someone just trying to tease that puck on its way through. Takes a deflection, keep possession.
It was a good stick there from the Cardiff D man. It's Tyson Fawcett had loads of room there. If that had made its way to him, it certainly would have created a good opportunity for Manchester.
Yeah, Cardiff have been alert throughout the game. No real switch-offs. Farmer throws that one forward, collected in the neutral zone by the Storm. Going onside, close call there. Around the back of the Devils net. Back to Earhart. Earhart tries to play it in through traffic. Devils break out of their own zone under pressure. Just lose the puck in the neutral zone. That puck's dumped in. Manchester Storm making changes. Devils got a couple of fresh legs on also. Throw it all in, picking that puck up deep. Does it nicely up the boards. Chance for the Devils to clear. They clear it straight over.
I think that's gone into the bench, so I don't think
has, yeah. It's a delay again call. Straight up and out. A sloppy penalty, but they do happen. You see there, just puck bobbling down, and then he just backhands it up, but it doesn't hit anything on its way through. And Manchester Storm go on the power play. Something they need to have a bit of an improvement on in the first two periods is this power play. It's got to be a bit more effective.
Yeah, it's Sam Duggan taking the penalty. He's a player that I've been really impressed with that time I've seen him.
Been watching him for a few years. Off the post by the Manchester Storm. Big oohs and ahs around the Altrincham ring as Fawcett's checked all the way back into his own zone. So again, that good forecheck of the Devils, putting the Storm under pressure. Throw it all in now, carries in the puck. Back to the Devils blue, right across, some nice passing by the Storm. Puck shot in, deflected out wide though. Home crowd getting behind their team. Devils players lost his stick. Devils down to 4.5 men, shot in and straight in the bounds. Coughing and a spluttering there, Chris.
Just got me. That's the first time I've fallen guilty of it. I was going to say Manchester certainly looking lively on this power play. One thing to let Manchester Storm fans know is that Glasgow did take the lead against Fife just before the end of that period, which is great news for the Manchester Storm.
Yeah, quite tight and compact at the bottom end of that Elite League table in the search for that final playoff spot. Ourselves, Dundee, Coventry Blaze, Fife Flyers, all in there.
I think Glasgow have managed to pull themselves in there as well.
Yeah, they've had a bit of a slump lately. Through the middle, Storm can't get it goal bound though. Allins waiting on the red line. Storm taking the time to get the right pass across. With a bit more patience, this power play unit. A bit more composed. It's hit the post already. Big shot through. No real rebound. Bounce covers. Bit of a conversation in front of net. Nothing to worry about. 36 seconds to go on the power play. Scores one by the Devils. Circle their own net with speed. Clear the zone, but only as far as the red line. Tom Critchlow picking that out of the air. Devils bat it down the other end though, eventually. 20 seconds to go on the power play unit. Miscommunication deep in their own zone though. Something Storm have been guilty of throughout the season. Not necessarily on the same page. It's at these important times. As the penalty ticks down. And perhaps here Matt Ginn's stick slapping the ice. Devils kill the penalty. The shot comes in and it's up and out of play. So another blank on the power play unit for the Storm.
Yeah, you mentioned there as well about Manchester. We have been guilty of that a lot this season, where we try and overplay a little bit too much in our own zone. We have been caught out a few times. In games we've conceded goals off the back of that. It is something which I think Ryan Finnerty is working towards eliminating from our play. But it's really obvious when we do give the puck away like that.
Devils through the neutral zone. On the attack, Riley just dumps it off, but can't collect. Sorry, it's Bentivolio to Riley. Puck's rammed off the glass. Storm will chase down. Like that puck on its edge, thrown in. It's wide of Bounds' net, but Storm's still on possession, and Gagnon throws that one in, looking for a rebound, but Bounds has plenty of time to kill that.
I just wanted to comment on Zach Sullivan as well. He's becoming a bit of a Dennis Irwin character for Manchester Storm. Obviously, Ryan Finnerty knew what he was getting when he bought that.
Taking lots of penalties.
Well, no, he's consistent every game for the Storm. He's becoming a big part of this team, and he's becoming very reliable. Obviously, with Negrin out and such, it's meaning he's racking up a lot of minutes, and he does play the game in a way that he doesn't make loads of errors. He's very consistent. Yeah,
I mean, the statos out there can go and have a look, but I know for a fact he's scored more goals for the Manchester Storm this season than he had in his entire Clan career. Just shows how much he's being lent on by Ryan Finnerty, and what happens if you do have faith in these players and play them.
Must prefer the weather.
Sunny Manchester. Storm managing to keep the puck in the Cardiff zone momentarily, but curse of the commentator, puck's turned over. Raymond Grual looking to skate into space, chase his own dump in.
Ray's a fabulous skater as well. It was an unknown quality when he came over.
First year pro.
He did play junior. His first year of junior, he did play with Dallas Earhart, and I know that when he was signed, obviously way before he was announced, Dallas spoke really highly of him and commented on his skating ability.
Nice layoff by the Devils. Intercepted by Barmer though. He plays that one round the boards. Backed off the boards by the Storm. Chance for the Storm now. Nice little play by Fawcett. In, shot in. Deflected wider. Bounds' net though. Not really testing Bounds too much so far in this third period. 13:45 to go. Storm getting possession. Nice little drag through his feet, but loses his footing on its way through. I'd like to see that, a bit of confidence and ingenuity by the Storm forwards. We'll try a little bit of a jam play in there on Bounds, but Cardiff's defence holds firm. Nice outlet pass now. One-on-one shot. Ginn saves. Storm first to the rebounds, and they manage, fortunately, to get it out the zone. Golden opportunity then for the Devils through on net. Matt Ginn standing tall. Storm fans trying to get behind the team now. Perhaps noticing Cardiff getting a bit more into this period. Nice little drop pass forward for All to chase onto. Nice weighted pass forward that by the Storm. Shot in on Bounds. Number player losing his footing. No infringement though. Another nice pass through the neutral zone by the Devils. Can't make the pass stick though this time. Tipped on by the Storm, in on Bounds. Big juicy rebound. Chooses to try and keep possession rather than shoot there though. Another half opportunity for the Storm. A few comings together so far in the third period. A few players losing the footing.
Well, the Cardiff bench there was looking for a tripping penalty. Yeah. I've got to say, Manchester were pretty lucky to get away with that one.
Another nice weighted in pass there, dealt with well by the Cardiff defence. These little passes forward by the Storm. Being recognised by the home crowd, they're getting behind the team, but in come the Devils. McNamee trying to beat Ginn off guard at that near post, almost goes through to be fair. You see Ginn's weight had shifted more centrally, but he kept his toe on that post. Once again, some good physical play and forechecking by the Devils to keep possession in the Manchester Storm zone. Morrison on the puck now, round the back to McNamee. Cody Thompson doing his best to knock that puck loose, just loses sight of it.
It's good work from Cody Thompson.
Yeah, long leg. Haven't mentioned him a lot in this game. Here he is, right out in front, and a great stick by Gruel to stop that puck coming through. And another weighted, lofted pass by the Storm forward. Shaves a few seconds off, forces Cardiff back behind the net, and Manchester Storm get a well-deserved change. Now a chance for the Devils through, backhand on Ginn. Ginn's lost it. Lost sight of that puck. It had bounced out of harm's way. Wraparound spinning shot, sorry. I'm all over the place here trying to keep behind the Cardiff Devils. Fournier gets muscled off the puck by Earhart. Ulmer's in there with Dixon. Oh, their pass out there just doesn't get to its target. I think he's trying to find Longley, and instead it comes out and lets Manchester Storm off the hook. Storm looking a little bit tired there, Chris.
Yeah, there's certainly an intensity that's been raised from the Cardiff Devils now. It's they're breaking in waves and getting lots of shots on goal. It's they're putting a lot of pressure on the Manchester defence.
Bentivolio managing to keep that puck in. The Dad twisting his body one way and the other, trying to lose his man. Shot him from the blue, dealt with by the Storm defence, but doesn't make its way over the paint. And just holding my breath there to see if it would eventually make its way over. It doesn't. To put that down to good pressure by the Devils. There's a man over on this side. It gets its poke. Poke just a little bit too long with the shot. It was wide open. Hart tries to slow things down. He's got plenty of room out in front of him now to skate into. As he does, he goes into the zone. Gets the shot away. It's wide of Ben Bounds' net though. The only real option on for Earhart there. It just opened up nicely in front of him to skate into that space.
Yeah, I think this is a big last 10 minutes now for Manchester. You mentioned earlier the fact that Manchester were short bench tonight, a couple of injuries. Finlay Ulrich playing for GB. This is, you know, after the tempo that's been played, it's going to be a tough.
It's gone in! It's gone in!
Forget what I was saying.
Excuse me, Chris. That one snuck past Ben Bounds on the near post. With a little delay here as we don't have any goal refs anymore. There's no red light sneaks on. It's just the people behind the net. Referee's pointing. Well, Ben Bounds has made a town halls of that, you'd have to say. Such a reliable goalkeeper. Seemed like a nuffy shot beating him on that near post. We'll watch it again, Chris.
It was very speculative. Scott Simmons.
Almost like he threw it in for a potential rebound out in front as the man going to net, and Manchester Storm take the lead. As we were just saying how important these last 10 minutes were going to be for Storm to hold on and keep it clean, being short bench tonight. They go ahead and score. Scott Simmons is accredited to it. Matt Ginn keeping hold of that one.
Very much a speculative effort from Simmons. Just shows you, I think Ben Bounds will want that back.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But you know, if you don't get shots on goal, you don't score goals.
I don't want to take too much away from Simmons. He put it in the back of the net. Dad using all his physicality there to try and get the puck loose. It comes loose, but only as far as Scott Simmons. Now then, the foot race.
Thompson's made that.
Cody Thompson. Good effort there by Thompson to chase that down, but Manchester Storm don't want to get too far ahead of themselves. They've played quite a sensible game against this Cardiff Devils side, it has to be said, and you know, as the clock ticks down, 8:26 to go in the third. They've got that slender 1-goal lead. Have a look for some scores elsewhere.
The one Manchester fans don't want is that Fife have tied it up early in the third period. Sheffield are now running away with it at home to Guildford. 5 goals from the Sheffield Steelers tonight. Dundee and Nottingham still drawing 1-1. Belfast is still 4-1.
Cardiff forward with numbers. Shot through traffic. Goes high and wide against net. I think it just come off a Manchester Storm defender. Storm right down the other end now. They'll be trying to catch Cardiff unawares. It's bouncing right out in front of us. Wide open net. No one can get the shot away. Oh, Bouncer completely lost that. Loads of Stone fans in this ring up on the feet, just expecting that one to pop in the net, but they just can't get it up and over bounds, and he smothers it. 8:03 to go in the third.
It was the initial save from Earhart, and then it was Tyson Fawcett following in on that. I think Lane Ulmer might have been in there as well, but somehow the puck stayed out.
I don't have to tell you at home that 8 minutes is a long time in hockey terms. No one's counting any chickens just yet. Devils collect the puck behind their own net. Under a bit of pressure by the Storm though. Here come the Devils. Options through the neutral zone. Tipped on to the far side. Good stick there by Gagnon to gain possession. Storm can't get out their own zone though. Once again, that's down to the good pressure of the Cardiff Devils. Puck's turned over. Pope lets that one go. Storm will collect. Sullivan and Gagnon in a bit of a confusion. Hasn't caused too much trouble yet though. Sullivan plays that one forward. Samuelson was chasing, can't get to it though. Here's the Devils on the blue. Coming onside, Batch. Tight angle in on Ginn. Oh my. Well, that was another one that could have squoze past it.
Very similar.
There wasn't much in that. Our comms position were just behind that goal line in the corner, left of your screen, and I can tell you that one was extremely close in on Ginn. Just got enough of his blocker side to keep that one out. That's the Devils through traffic, taken wide, backhand right, out into the middle. It's loose on Ginn, Ginn covers it, referee blows his whistle.
I think that whistle should have gone a lot sooner than it did there.
Yeah, well, if there's any Storm fans watching, they'll remember it's when the referee decides to blow the whistle, not when he actually blows the whistle, as Manchester Storm had a goal chalked off a couple of weeks ago. Oh, that very thing. That's the official, you can hear there bawling, telling them to play that puck. And they're fishing it out.
There's going to be a whistle.
And there it is, it's blown up. Good physicality there by both sides. Used to see that a lot in the, or I seem to remember it a lot in the 90s, that kind of play, trying to freeze that puck up against the boards for the face-off. Ginn chooses to play that one all the way around. Smart play by Ginn. And it's the Manchester Storm that try and chase that puck down. All started by their goalkeeper. Out in front, fans on the shot though. Just a little bit behind him. He's straining to hit that puck. Chance for the Devils, through the feet. Bit of a messy chance now for the Devils. They choose to keep calm and collected. Storm just clear the zone. Devils regroup. Ooh, a bit of pressure by Storm. Too many men calls all the way around the rink. We can hear them. Officials don't agree, and it's them that matter. Chance in on Ginn. Big rebound right out in front. Devils trying to hop on that one. Manchester Storm do just enough. Possible interference call there. No,
certainly
all the officials keeping their arms down. No interference call on the Devils. Storm are offside. Now a chance for the Devils. Bensavolio comes through. Shot in on Ginn. It's a whisker wide on the glove side. Gagnon plays that one forward. Now a 3-on-1 opportunity for the Storm. Shot to the goal!
Kyle Hope. Sorry for celebrating. I know we should remain impartial, but
We'll watch the replay here. That pass by Ulmer, choosing to pick it out, and he just had to pick his spot. And we've been mentioning Hoper the past few weeks. He's been covering in defence, and Storm have missed him offensively. And as you can see here, he picks his spot and puts it past bounds. Nice little finish, Chris.
Yeah, it's a great goal, really, and I know we should remain impartial, but he's a great guy. He's works very hard.
We're still impartial. We're just calling it as a 3-1 win lead for the Manchester Storm so far. 5:28 to go. Again, still not counting any chickens here. Huge amount of time still to go in this third period. Icing's waved off. Shot in by the Devils, just into the skate of the Manchester Storm defence. They'll have to keep their heads here. Play all day. Cardiff Devils, a dangerous side, a calculated side. They'll just take the time. Joey Haddad and Longley getting mixed up though. They cycle the puck well. Haddad comes out with it. Haddad into the middle, lays it off. Nice movement by the Devils there out of what was relatively nothing at the start. Grewal plays it forward to All-in, just losing the puck momentarily. Critchlow choosing to dump and make a change. Wise play there by Critchlow to get fresh legs on. Storm don't want to get caught up in the moment and carried away. Time ticks away. 4.5 minutes to go in this third period. Chance, big shot by Richardson. Catches a few sticks in front, falls to Pope. Again, puck's jammed up against these boards. Both sides trying to dig it out. Samuelson digs it out, pass it to Simmons. Simmons plays it forward. Shot in on bounds is well wide. Chance for the Devils now to put on a counter-attack. They do, they come down the other end. Chance through the middle for the Devils if they can get the pass away. They don't, and Marshall round the outside by Manchester Storm. Mariamaki puts it in the danger area. Great pass by Mariamaki, and just no one there for the Devils. Samuelson chooses to dump that one in. No icing, 3:40 to go in the third period. Devils come through the neutral zone. Blocked well by Sullivan on the blue line. It's the Devils still with possession. 3:30 to go. And that puck's out of play. Well, a bit of a rip-roaring couple of minutes there, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. It's 3:23 to go, but
that's an age, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
No, we're not living in a dream with that. That's an age, you know. An odd penalty here or there.
It's a big 3 minutes.
Still go either way. Yeah, it's huge 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Shot in from force. It's well wide. Big body getting thrown in there behind the net. Loses his foot in trying to knock that puck loose. Storm are now a man behind the play as the Devils enter their zone. Dixon plays it round the boards. Comes to the top of the face-off circle. Now the Devils with a chance. Out in front. Storm's defence holds firm. Ulmer getting in amongst his defensive duties. Going to take everyone to a man to try and keep the Devils at bay. And it's up and over the blue line. Rounds of applause in the Storm shelter, recognising every little bit of defence. Shot in, looping, kind of miss-hit shot from around about the blue line. Devils still with possession. Bounds has gone. Devils have gone for the extra man. Longley's got no one out in front. Shots in on Guinness wide. Mario Kruskaric turns to try and marshal it out. But Devils hold firm with the possession. Pope, big shot from the blue. It's gone past Guinness, deflected wide. I think it came off Dixon. Still no bounds in there. Kruskaric trying to slash that round with his backhand. Dixon takes his place in front of net. Devils proper set up now. Look for the big shot from the blue through traffic. Matt Ginn sees it, finds it. The pass comes out. The shot's down the middle and it goes in. Just as Cardiff Devils seem to be finding the feet with the extra man. A rebound that Matt Ginn can't collect. He's picked up by his defence and lofted forward, Chris. And there's what you could possibly say the killer blow tonight. I'm still not counting my chickens. There's a few Devils fans there making their way out the stands. 1:45 to go. Manchester Storm with a 3-goal lead. 4-1 they lead the Cardiff Devils. Well, it's been some third period, Chris.
Huge third period for Manchester Storm. Curse to the commentator, I'll show up maybe moving forwards.
Oh, you can come on every game now.
I don't think everyone will be happy with that. Roxanne wouldn't.
McNamee plays it round the back of the net. Cardiff Devils will still keep chipping away. They try the jump play on Ginn. Trying to get it in that near post on Matt Ginn. Hart has a look up. Bounces back in his net. Should have said that a little bit earlier. Knocked out the air. High sticks is the call, so we'll have that blown up and out of the zone. 1:13 to go.
See Jake Lutbeck is Jake.
Sorry, I'm not listening, I'm reading and listening. Multitasking, Chris, multitasking. Shot in by the Devils. Ginn picks it up, plays it round the boards. Devils collect that on the Storm blue line. Shot in through traffic. Ginn stands up tall. He's having a little bit of a slash in there. I think if that was a tighter scoreline towards the end, there'd have been a little bit more of a conversation happening.
Yeah, I think Gagnon was just letting him know that he's there and not to do that to Matthew.
No, I wouldn't want to take Matthew Gagnon on anything, to be honest with you. Draws one by the Storm. Big hold of it. Try and shave a few more seconds off this final minute. Jacob Lutwich there, the young British player, getting forward. Devils choose to dump and chase on. Just the 40 seconds left now. Ginn plays that one high and around. Great play by Matt Ginn. Clears the zone. Certainly my man of the match tonight, actually, Matt Ginn. Right. Yours, Chris, is the final few seconds.
I'm going to go with Simmons.
Yeah, good shout, good shout. Worked tirelessly. The sort of one, if you're a proper hockey fan, you notice him, you know, he's not the flash forward, he's not the skillful guy that'll do a nice little toe drag here and there, he just does everything else, which fans will love him. As the Storm fans are up on the feet, and the buzzer goes. Manchester Storm have took a healthy 2 points there in their search for a playoffs berth against the Cardiff Devils, who have suffered a bit of a setback in their attempt to get to the top of the league. They've got plenty of games in hand on the Sheffield Steelers though. A few more scores before we sign off, Chris, if you can give us the up-to-date one so far.
Yeah, so Belfast are 4-1 still against Coventry Blaze. Nottingham and Dundee are now 4-all with a minute to go. Sheffield are winning 6-2 at home to Guildford Flames, and Fife and Glasgow are still at 2-2 with about 8 minutes left in that one.
Well, once again, thank you for joining us on this Print It, Stitch It sponsored webcast from Storm TV. Thanks a lot as well for the tweets in. Ryan Abbey, you just tweeted in, says he really likes the jerseys, but it's not very easy to see the numbers. You're quite right, Ryan, it's a nightmare up here to pick them up. A few more